Galnet News Digest, 15th of March 3308. We read the news, so you don't have to. In this week's news, we look at the new fleet carrier interiors while perching on a bar stool. And we check up on the state of the galaxy.
Those mobile starports known as fleet carriers became significantly more useful today after the lifts to the social area were finally repaired, allowing commanders to hop out of their ships and explore the initially rather dull social space, which consisted mainly of a couple of corridors and a lot of service suspended signs. Right at the far end, there's a viewing gallery, and if you're teamed or winged with the fleet carrier owner, or if you're the fleet carrier owner yourself, you can access the mezzanine viewing area, look down the necks of the pilots, who seem to have all had plastic surgery since this morning, and sit in the VIP lounge off to one side of the bridge. There's a screen there for the captain to schedule fleet carrier jumps, and right in the middle of the mezzanine there's the extra specially comfy chair for the captain to sit in whilst the carrier is jumping. And sit you can, in seats, on benches and on bar stools, as long as they're not already in use. This ability to bend in the middle and apply your bottom to a padded surface is something Pilots Federation members have been demanding ever since they were allowed to disembark, and a great chorus of approval rang round the galaxy as commanders plonked themselves down. There is a limitation though. You're only allowed to sit on one seat at a time, something that has sparked disquiet among those who, while admitting they can't actually sit on more than one seat at a time, have demanded the right to do so, in principle. The process of jumping in a fleet carrier finally allows commanders to view a fleet carrier-sized witch space tunnel from inside. It looks quite like a normal hyperspace tunnel, but with added black smoke and lightning. The owner of each fleet carrier can apparently now add a theme to the shopping mall inside their carrier. It's not yet clear if these will include abandoned Aztec City, the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles, sleazy jazz club or kids' ball pool, or will just be colours like the outside. We can only hope. The services that can be equipped include a bar, a Vista Genomics service desk, a Pioneer supplies store, and a shipyard access point. If you already have a shipyard installed, the shipyard stall is there automatically. But if you want to equip your fleet carrier that's at Beagle Point with Vista Genomics or any of the other services, you'd better stock up on tritium and get ready for some jumping. Talking of jumping, owners were finding an extra 30-minute delay added to fleet carrier jumps today. This is apparently because all the fleet carriers were wanting to jump at once, and there's only so many holes you can rip in space-time before the entire universe collapses in upon itself, like an abandoned 9th birthday party balloon. So, be patient. Jump times will return to normal very soon.
With the NMLA destroyed and ACT disbanded, and with the Colonia Bridge complete, what is there left for us to worry about in the galaxy? In the Federation, President Hudson's wanting to be permitted to stand for election for a third term as president in 3309. He emphasises that standing for election doesn't mean winning, but he wouldn't be standing if he didn't think he was going to win, would he? In the Empire, the newly restored Emperor Arissa has arranged for her personal guard to protect the remains of the Duval and Livigny bloodlines, following the NMLA assassinations of the previous 18 months. Only Hadrian Duval and his infant son Hector Mordanticus refused the Emperor's offer. Those pesky traitors, the Lords of Restoration, are still locked up. The Emperor doesn't seem to know what to do with them. In the Alliance, the Riort Mining Coalition is considering leaving the Alliance rather than risk having Sirius Navy occupy their systems again. If this happens, and there's every sign that it might come to a head as early as Thursday, then Prime Minister Mann's plans to get Sirius to defend him from the massive Thargoid invasion that he seems to think is coming may be thrown into doubt. That massive Thargoid invasion, such as it is, seems to be a bit bogged down in the mud, The two remaining incursions in the Witchhead Nebula in Lembas and Wellington are marginal, and of the two remaining incursions in the bubble, Gabia has almost been cleared, and only Melanges, where no starports were attacked, still has a significant level of incursion. There is still one huge story lurking in the background. Aegis remains on the point of being wound up for good, and Admiral Aidan Tanner remains under threat of court-martial. But Salvation still hasn't come good on his promise on the 15th of December last year to deliver a final solution to the Thargoid threat. In fact, we've heard nothing at all from Salvation this year. We know that the Federation, Empire and Alliance navies are allowing their personnel to work for Salvation. And we know that Admiral Tanner's trial was halted while the Federation considered the information Engineer Ram Tar revealed about Salvation's superweapon. But of Salvation himself, the person who claimed that in 3308 a decisive blow would be dealt against the Thargoids, there has been nothing. Nor has there been any further information about Azimuth Biochemicals, the company that discovered Thargoids and Guardians 200 years ago, and that 4 years ago was conducting chimera vivisection experiments in an attempt to get humans to fly Thargoid ships. We now know that it was Azimuth that sabotaged the Aegis megaship Alexandria and looted 400,000 tons of Guardian technology, leaving the crew of the Alexandria to die. Is Salvation a hero or a villain? Is Azimuth going to come back to give us more nightmares? Will we ever get to meet a Thargoid face to face? Whatever happened to the Panther Clipper? The galaxy holds as many unanswered questions as ever.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.